Alright boys, what's up? Today we are going to be going through some of the React Native documentation. If you have not watched my video that I posted on Monday, where we install all the packages, Android Studio, etc., go ahead and watch that because that's going to be important. But yeah, what I'm just going to be doing today is I'm just going to be going through each one of these, and then I'll be doing a couple of things in the other guides, but for now we're just going to go ahead with the getting started. So once again, if you haven't watched my other video, go ahead and do that because we install npm, expo, node.js, all that good stuff, and emulators if you needed. But for now, I'm just going to go into my folder. So, well, actually I'm just going to go into my command line, and I'm going to go to where I keep all my projects, and then cd tutorials. I'm going to make a new directory. This is going to be in a GitHub repository that will be this one actually right here, and I'll just put all the tutorials that I do in here, or most of them. So I'll just make a directory, so learning, and then cd learning, and then I have to go and say, so this is how we're going to create the application. We're just going to go through this whole process again. So expo init learning project, just like that. So it's going to go ahead and or just blank for now, learning React Native, like that. This is all good. So yeah, this has been a really long week for me. I've had a couple of tests in school, college apps, all that good stuff, but so I missed last week. I got too caught up in work. I wasn't able to stream on Friday last week. But here I am with a new tutorial. Alright, so once we have installed everything, we're just going to go cd learning project, and I actually do want to open on my emulator at this time, so Android Studio, there, that one, and I'm just going to go ahead and open up my emulator, so configure AVD manager. You don't have to have this if you have a phone that you can connect to, so I'm just going to hit play for now. It's going to start the AVD. I can minimize this, or these windows I can minimize these windows, so I'll just keep that over there. This I'm just going to open up in Visual Studio Code, so code dot, like that. So we're now in Visual Studio Code. That's up. I do want to drag this over here, like so, and make this a little big. Okay. So now now I can use the command line in Visual Studio, or no, I'll just keep the command line over here for now. All right. So running the React Native application. So we have our emulator up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say npm. Oh, why can I not? Oh, this is no bueno. Alright, I'm just going to do it in Visual Studio Code. Alright, so npm start, like that. And if you have not, oh yes, that is right. So we ran into this problem last time, so it's one of the build files. So remember, I found that solution on Stack Overflow, so I'll just go through it again. So there was just some invalid expressions. So the way we fix this is we go to gnome modules, all the way down to metro-config, I believe. Metro-config, source, defaults, and then blacklist.js. So in blacklist.js, we're just going to, in the variable, so in this variable declaration right here, var shared blacklist, in the square brackets, we just have to add a backslash before the forward slash, just so it's a total of 3. Yeah, and since the last video, I've actually added some nice color to Visual Studio Code. It looks a lot better now. Too bad for you colorblind people. It really sucks, doesn't it? Alright, done with that. We can collapse all those folders. Alright, clear. And I'm just going to run it again. Next out of this tab. So it's now running. So if you're going to connect a phone, you first have to download the Expo application. So on Android, it's just the Expo app. So Google Play Store, not that. And I'm just going to go Expo. And you want to download this Expo project right here. Go ahead and install that, and then on iOS it's just Camera App iOS, and I think it's just the standard camera app. So and you just want to scan this QR code here. So for me, I can just take up my emulator and I can just go press in the terminal A, and it is now building, I believe. Let's let this load. So it opened something, that's good. But regardless, we'll let that load and we'll start looking at the app.js file. So I know a little bit about syntax and whatnot, but I am also familiar with Node.js. So Node.js is server-side JavaScript that allows you to have a bit more flexibility, and it becomes more like a Java-like language where you can import files like right here. You can require stuff, and you can just spread your code out amongst different files, because on web-based JavaScript, or just client JavaScript, you just would include different JavaScript files from your HTML file, and that would not work from here. Is this loading? Hold on. Expo. Is it? Do I wanna do that? I don't know if I want to do that. Right, I'm just gonna close. Oh, because it's I left it open from last time. Okay, so let me just rerun it. All right. There we go. All right, so it's gonna go ahead and say build JavaScript bundle down here. Yeah, so make sure that's all good. You don't run into any errors, and that's exactly what it says here. So open up app.js to start working on your project, and that's exactly what this text element does here. So one of the different things about React Native is that you actually style it or create it using HTML-like tags. So here, but the tags are interpreted using JavaScript. So you see we import view from React Native. So this creates a view element. This is a text element, but you have to require them from React Native, and also they're capitalized, which is another thing. And the last thing I'm gonna say before we jump into all this stuff, I guess I can just go learn the basics. The last thing I'm gonna show you guys is this export default. So if you want multiple views in your application, all you would do is just go export, or you could do export if you want to have it from a different file. So function, and then just do view 2 like that, and then you would just return whatever. And this would not be the view that it shows automatically, because it doesn't have the default keyword, and you can only have one default keyword in your main file. So we'll just delete that for now. But that is it for now. So oh yeah, every time you save it, it reloads it. So let's go. So React Native is like React. So these things are called JSX components. So this is essentially what we've done. The style, so it's a little bit like Jinja, like we did with the Python stuff, where you input input variable values through curly braces, except it's 1 here, and then you call this like a dictionary. So this essentially creates a style sheet with the following properties. So we'll read more into that in a little bit. So components, this is a new component, or no, this is not a new component. Text and view are components, and we can also create classes that extend components. So let's look in the next thing, props. So they can be customized, creation parameters. So one basic React Native component is the image. Create an image, you use a prop named source. So the style is a prop. It's just an attribute. It's like an XML attribute, but it's called a prop here because this isn't technically XML, this is JSX. So if I wanted to make an image, so let's go ahead and just put an image down here. So image, like that, I actually have to import that. So source is equal to, not delete. So I'm going to create this variable pick in a little, and I'll just leave it like that for now. I want to import image from React Native, so /sheet text view and now image, like that. And then in the app class, we'll create a variable called let source equals. There are images, local images. So this is how you do a online image, or an online image, and this is how you're gonna do. And I'll show you how to do local images. I believe I'm pretty sure that you can just go ahead and say require, and you just do // so the current directory, go into assets / icon.png, like that. I hope this works. Finish building JavaScript. All right, yeah. So this is how you're going to do local images. You're just going to go ahead and hit, write in require. That's a Node.js keyword where it just takes in all the data from icon.png. And yeah, so that's the image. I can actually upload. I'll upload my my icon, my logo, right here. All right, so not that logo.png. And copy. I'll delete this, and then I'll make logo. Icon, just like that. And it's big now. So we can actually style this like so. So we can do it in multiple ways. So the first way is to just put properties right here. Second way is to create a class, which I will do right here. So this is a style sheet is just a dictionary in JavaScript. So it's like CSS, but I can just go icon, and it points to another dictionary. So I'll just go width 200 and height 200, and you don't have to put pixels or px there. So I can just go ahead and say style is equal to, and it's going to be styles.icon, like that. And now you can see we have resized the image. So yeah, every time the stuff that we usually put in the curly braces is going to be a dictionary. So styles.icon points to a dictionary. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. All right, so we're good with props. Yeah, there's more stuff here about styling, but then there's also properties in the props. So we can input props into a component. So I'm going to go ahead and create a component called lots of greetings. So I'm going to say export class. Notice how I didn't say default class, because that's not the default screen that we want to show in our app. So lots of greetings extends component. So this one will have to not comment, component, like that. And then render, that's just a shortcut for me. It's just an ES7 snippet extension where I can just type in REN, then hit tab, and it'll print that out. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to return just a text, and it's going to say hello this.props.name. So this essentially does what you would think. Is this right? This is not right. That has to be there, but it wasn't for some reason. Like that. That's weird. Why is it? No, don't do. Alright. So this just creates a text element, and it calls the props and then the name, which will be passed in like this. So I can go into where is it? Oh, I'll just name this greeting because it's a single one, like that. And then below here we can say greeting, because we're just calling it like as a component, like any component up here. And then we're just going to pass in the prop. So name is equal to, like that for now, and just close it out like an HTML tag. It'll rebuild, and there isn't, cannot find variable component. Oh, because we never actually extended or imported it. So when you import React from React, you also have to import the class component, like so. Alright, so now, alright, there we go. So open up blah 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 image, and then the name that I passed in right here. Alright, let me just I can't see if there's comments. There's no comments. Okay, that's all good. So now we're going to be learning about something called state. So the way mobile apps work, or this framework works, is it either has a static state or a variable state, and once the state changes, it just wipes the whole thing and rebuilds it, or wipes the component with that changed state and rebuilds it from the ground up. So you see in this demo here, the state is changed every second, so this is what the timer does. And remember, we can use native JavaScript code, which is it's an advantage here. So we can create a timer that every 1,000 milliseconds or every second, we just change the state of the object, and that changes whether or not it shows the text. So state will usually be initialized in the constructor, which is right here. So this is like technically a constructor, but it's not. There's no like formal constructor like there is in other object-oriented languages, like C++ or Java. So this is technically the constructor because that's just what the code calls when it first initializes this object. Okay, so let's go ahead and create this. So export class link extends component, like that. We'll initialize this, not that. We'll initialize the state object here. So we can put custom properties into state. So state is a dictionary, and is showing text is one of our properties. So it's going to be true at first, like that. And now, the component did mount function. This just, I believe this just is called if the component is rendered properly. So component did mount. This is we are overriding this method from the component class. Takes in no parameters, and then let's do that. It did this stupid thing again. What's up with that? Hold on. Alright, that still works somehow, so I'm not gonna I guess I'll just leave it like that. Whatever. Alright, so that's just one of my other plugins that automatically aligns stuff. Alright, so when the function component did mount, we're just gonna toggle it every second. So JavaScript function set interval, just like that. We'll do a lambda call. No parameters into the function. That is a parentheses. And then we want to do this every 1,000 milliseconds or every second, like that. All right. So we want to say this dot set state, and we want to pass in the previous state. So previous state is our, we're gonna pass it in as a variable, and then we're just gonna go ahead and say is showing text, and we're gonna say that to whatever it wasn't in the previous one. So we're just gonna say not previous state dot is showing text, like so. All right. So what this essentially does is it sets a state, and this can be considered our state. So it's a dictionary like this one. Yeah. So that is pretty much that. So in the render function, so every time that it sets a state, it's going to recall the render function. That's my understanding right now. So in the render function, we'll say if this dot state dot is showing text is set to false, we don't want to show the text, so we're just going to return null, like so. And otherwise, we've returned a text element with the value of this dot props dot text, like so. And we just want to put a semicolon there. So, and then after that, we want to actually input that into our application. So it's another component that we have to put in. So I'm just going to say blink text is equal to blinking text. All right, like that. So finish building. All right, so you see that it blinks every second. Nice, good, all that good stuff there. All right. Yeah, so there's more stuff here. You can also customize. This would be useful for customizing style, like once we get into buttons or stuff. If the state is pressed, then we can change the style, etc. So now we're back into style. I think we went over some of this, where you can assign classes to something via the curly braces, and then just call the element in the dictionary, in the style sheet dictionary. And if you want to do multiple, so I can go ahead and say, so I can say there's small text, and the font size will be, I'll just make it 15, and then I can also just say red text, another class, and I'm just going to set the color to red, like so. And then if I want to make this red, all I can do is, if I want to make it red and small, I'm gonna have to assign multiple classes. So I'm just gonna say style is equal to, in a dictionary, a list that contains all the classes. So styles dot small text, and then also styles dot red text, like that. Okay. So yeah, let's look at how this looks right now. And it's not, it should be working. All right, let me try something. I'm gonna move this style statement up to here. All right, so yeah, that works, I guess. So I guess you can't apply color values to a view like you can to a div in HTML. I guess that's okay. But regardless, I just put that in the blink component. I just applied two styles using a list of dictionaries, which are specified in the style sheet. Okay. Okay, one common pattern. So sometimes you can make your component accept a style prop, in which in turn uses style subcomponents. That didn't cascade though, like it should have. I tried putting it in blink. Wait. So they're saying that you should be able to do that, but I wasn't. Hold on, let me try this again. No, delete that. So let me, all right, blinking text. Yeah, it's not doing it. I guess, 1 second. I am needed. So we were talking about cascading. So yeah, this doesn't work for some reason. I guess that's fine for now, but that is a bit annoying. But whatever. Okay. Just minimize, make the code a little more, a little bigger. Okay. Yeah. So let's just keep moving. All right. Height and width. All right. That's essentially just the same thing, where we're applying styles. So if I wanted to apply a background color to my container, I could just say, or just change the background color here. I could just make it powder blue. I like the steel blue. Steel blue looks pretty good. I like that. Ah, that looks beautiful. Great. I guess the image is oof, I guess not. Oh, actually, let me see. Let me try something. So I'm going to create another class, so blue background. Not that. And the only style is background color. And it's just going to be steel blue. Like so. I can get rid of that line. And I can say styles.container. And I also want it to have styles.blue background like that, and then I'm going to apply the blue background to the image as well. So styles.icon and styles.blue background like that. Does it work? No. I guess that's an image problem, yeah. I guess I saved it as a JPG at some point. But that should be if it's I can make, if you make it transparent, then it would be completely blue. But yeah. So yeah, the height and width we already looked at here. Flex dimensions, that is HTML stuff. So flex 1, so I can that is shown here. So flex 1 will make the component just occupy the whole thing. So yeah, if I wanted to have different views, like I can create a view for my text. So let's go ahead and say view style is equal to flex 1, and the background color is white. Like that, and this can be our header or something. I can just go ahead and say text, and I'm going to make the font size, so style is equal to font size 50, and I'll just say header. And I'll just move this view up top here, and then I will make the other view, so this view style is equal to, and I'll go flex 2 or 5, so it's going to be 5 times as tall, and then background color is just slate blue, or the blue, I don't even know, what is it, the steel blue. So I'm just going to create a list here of dictionaries, so, and then styles.blue background, and then I'll create another view, move all this stuff in here, and hopefully it doesn't break the app. Probably will, but that's all about learning. Alright, finish building bundle. Oh, that looks beautiful. Really? No, it's great. But I guess it's... Oh, that blinking text looks great on the blue background. Oof. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it right now. Alright, so layout with Flexbox. This is just some more HTML stuff. That actually looks very appealing. This little, you know what's not visually appealing? The new Tesla truck. You know, I actually, Twitter. Don't let me look at Elon Musk's Twitter. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Better truck than an F-150. Faster than a Porsche 911. Order Cybertruck. That's what it's called. Holy crap! That looks like it was made in Minecraft. And it, oh wow, that is actually not bad. Holy shit. 39,900? Jesus Christ. That's not bad. For a pickup, I would expect it to be a lot more expensive. But like, that doesn't... no. What? Oh. Okay. Because you can order it online. But this, I don't know. Doesn't look too cool. At least not in my opinion. Did you guys see that the windows cracked too? Like he was trying to unveil how strong it was and it freaking cracked. Let's Cybertruck windows cracked. Is there a video here? Alright, come on. Aha! Look at this man. That is a man who knows he has failed. Holy shit, he freaking launched or his partner launched metal balls into the window to try and demonstrate how strong they were, and he cursed. He just cursed on camera. I need to find a video of this. Is there? Here it is. Here it is. Hold on. Oh, great resolution.
Yeah. Well.
Oh my god, that's so amazing. It's so great.
Maybe that was a little too hard. It's fine. No. It didn't go through. So that was a plus side. Really? Okay. Sure.
Bruh. Oh, that is great. Oh shit. It scared me. Just keep this. I'll just keep this open for now. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'll just keep it open for now. Oh shit. Alright. This can, I'm pretty sure it can be any. No, not that. And like that. Hopefully this works. Finish building. Oh. Not SRC. It's source. And it's not working. Alright, whatever. I don't really care. I can actually just download this. Hold on. I'm just gonna download this to background.jpg. Sure. Alright. Source. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it in assets and just save. Alright, so now we can go ahead and make the source here require, and it's just gonna be /assets/background. Wait, can I actually make this? Wait. Hold on. Let me see something. Container. Is there a background image property? No, there's no image. There's no background image. That's weird. Alright, whatever. I'll just do this. Background .jpg like so, and Where did everything else go? Did it cover everything else? Alright, whatever. That is weird. Alright, whatever. Great. No, Alright, back to learning. Yeah, we're still doing that. Alright, flexbox time. So yeah, just the math involved is it takes a sum of all of the values that you put in here. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. And then it just takes that value and divides it by the total. So if it's 1, 2, and 3, then it's going to be the red gets 1 over 6, yellow gets 2 over 6 or 1/3, and 3 gets 1/2. All right, so flex direction, you can also do column, row. If I made it, let's see, can I make it flex direction? I mean, if I just make it flex direction column, I think it's default. It's default, but I'll just show you some flex direction, and it'll just be column. Actually, I can do column reverse, and you guys will see how that's different. And you see the header's at the bottom and everything else is at the top. But this doesn't affect the actual individual views here. Like you see how the content of the view is still up top here, like that. Like that's still up top. But the view element itself, so the 5 over 6 of the 5 over 6 height, that's in this entire thing here. But yeah. All right, so layout direction. This is, I never read this. I never knew that you could do that. Okay, you know, this is actually useful because now we can, because you see how you can't really see that text up there, so I can just go ahead and say, justify content, and I'll just say space or dash around like that, and no change. This is really? It's not working? Oh, alright, whatever. I don't really. What is. Alright. This is a lot of stuff. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't really care about much of this, but yeah, this would be cool to. Once we get into actually creating the app, I will look at this because it'll be important to lay stuff out. But yeah, so width and height, we looked at that. Position. This is the same as HTML, relative and absolute. And yeah, all right. So now we're going to be getting into some user functionality. So text input. All right. So I guess this demo just translates each word I type into a pizza. Nice. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and create another component for this stuff. All right. So export class pizza translator extends component like that. Oh, so I guess there is a constructor. So constructor props. So super props, that's just initializing superclass or component class. And this dot state is equal to, and then the text is nothing for now. Like that. Alright. So every time we render, we're going to go ahead and return a view. So view, and put that in brackets. So view style is equal to padding, and it's just going to be 10. And so we're going to use a text input component, so we have to import that first. So text input, like that. And we'll say text input, and we'll say style is equal to height 40. Placeholder is equal to type. Translate, we don't have to put commas in between these properties because it's XML, or like XML, so yeah. And then on change text, and it's going to pass in, on change text, it's going to pass in text into this dot set state, and text is the new thing that it will be assigning to this dot state. Is that right? Oh, and then value is equal to this dot state dot text. So it'll change the value every time it renders. Still getting errors here. I don't think that's an error. Oh, on change text is equal. Yeah, equals. And then we can just close out this element like that. And then the output will be text style is equal to padding 10, font size 42. And what we're going to be putting is, so this is the Jinja-like stuff where we use curly braces. So we're going to, this little line right here, it splits up the text into each word and then maps each word to the pizza thing in a list, and then joins each element in the list, which is a pizza emoji with the space. So this dot state dot text, so it gets the state dot split around spaces, so divide it up by word, and then map it in each word in this split. So this split produces a list or an array, and each word in the array, we're going to map it to word and I'm not really sure what that does. I'm going to copy this thing here. I'm going to copy that, and it shows up, wow. And then dot join with a space. Okay, so it takes each word, makes it a pizza icon in another list, and joins each word in that list with the space. So let's see how this is going to work. I never added it, that's right. So in the main view, so in the app, we just have to add it here. So I'm going to just add it right here, and I'll just go pizza translator and no props passed in like that. And so I can just go ahead and type. So I'll go pizza is pretty great. I don't know how to spell. Alright, so you see 4 words, 4 pizza icons. Nice. 1 sec. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. That was really bad. Oh, I think I almost just coughed up my intestines. Ooh, that's no bueno. Oh. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at buttons and touches. Oh, that's not sitting well. Oh, I need Elon. Oh, alright, I'm better. I'm better now. Alright, so users interact with mobile apps, mainly press, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so button on press calls a function, title press me. So there are different styles of buttons. Or I guess, where is it getting these styles from? Oh, okay, so I guess with the style sheet, when you call style sheet.create, it initializes it with a bunch of default values, where that's where it's getting the, wait, no, Wait. No, don't. No, don't. Don't listen to that. That's not right. No, don't listen to that. That's wrong. Okay. Let's just get to this. All right. So I'm going to create another component. Export class button basics extends component like so. We're going to create a function called onPressButton, and it's going to go ahead and alert. And this alert will be native to each operating system. So you tap the button like that, and then we'll do the render. And then in the render function, we're going to return a view. And we're just going to put a button here, and we'll say onPress is equal to this dot onPressButton, and then the title of the button will be Press Me, Daddy. Wait, no, I'm gonna get banned for that. No, don't do that. Don't. It's not good. Is that good for now? Where's the button? I never added it. I keep forgetting to add it. So after pizza translator, input the button basics. And I also need to import button from React. So from React Native, after text input, just type in button, and that's just going to input the element. There we go. So press me. So if we press him, it gives us an alert, and this is native to Android. This is what the Android alert looks like. If you're on iOS, you'll get a different type of alert, but it's pretty much the same. All right. So there, I guess. Oh, so here are the different styles of buttons. So you different different reactions to actually pressing the thing. So a touchable highlight will just be highlight touchable opacity whenever it's pressed and calls a function on press. It's just going to be like that. Native feedback, that's Android only. Touchable without feedback, so no feedback, and then touchable with long press. No clue what that means, but that's pretty cool. It doesn't really say it right here. Well, I guess touchable without feedback just doesn't give you, doesn't call on pressed function. Alright, so next thing we'll be doing is a scroll view, which is pretty important because if we have too much content, we'll have to be able to scroll. So like if I go into here and I put images, so image style is equal to, and I'll just make the width or the height 100, and source is equal to require /assets. So I'm just going to be inputting that image I downloaded, and then background.jpg like that. Let's see. Let's just make sure this all works first. Oh, that's nice. This makes everything else disappear. Why does it do that? Hold on. Width. I don't know why it's making it do that. Width 100 as well. Alright, there. Oh my god. He knows he failed so hard. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Alright, back to the emulator. So if I just put in a bunch of these, as you do, like that, what's it gonna do? It's not gonna render it properly because we're in the flex, but also because there's no scroll involved. So we actually have to just if we put everything in this view in a scroll box, it's gonna be pretty good. So this is just, wow, that's a lot of stuff. So it's just a scroll view. So Let's go head up to the top and we'll input it. Well, we'll import it after button and scroll view like that. And then we'll go back to the default class and we'll just put a scroll view. Actually, I can just change the view to scroll view. So the second view now becomes scroll view. All right, let's work. Oh, what happened to the? Oh, what happened to the thing? Oh, there's no more. The flex doesn't work. All right, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna keep this as view, and I'll just put a scroll view in here. I guess flex doesn't work with scroll views. Why does it not align it? All right, like that. And all right, now, yeah, there we go. Now it's all better. Like, that's a lot of elons right there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's just a lot of elons. That's a lot of them. What the heck is going on? That is a lot of elons. And if we want to say elon is great, say, oh, and look, 3 pizzas. And then I'm gonna press this button, and I tap the button. Nice. All right, this is pretty self-explanatory. List views. All right, this stuff is. I remember it being a little weird, because I did do a little bit of this, but not much. I got up to like here, but I just remember it being a little bit weird, the way this was. Especially like the key extractor stuff. It was kind of, I don't know. Okay, all right. So this is a flat list. You just get all your items in there. I won't put the flat list in just because I'll just do the selection list if it's, oh god. There's a fly in my room. 1 second. And it's dead. Alright. Don't call PETA on me. Do not at PETA me. Do not, no, don't. Stop it. Stop. Alright. This is not good. Right. Just gonna throw that away. Okay. So, yeah, the flat list is essentially a dumbed down version of the selection list. So, we'll just do a selection list for now. So we have to import it. So up top, these imports are getting a bit long, but no. Is it selection list? Or section list. I've been saying selection. Section list. Okay. So we'll go in the scroll view. We'll actually just make a new component. So export class selection list section list, like bitch. Section list basics extends component. Like so, and then the render. And we just want to, oh, what happened? Ooh. That is, I got fly blood on my hand from that. That is not good. Alright, I'm going to return a section list. For now, just like that. But we're going to create a data dictionary here. So data, or let data, is equal to a list, because we need to have different sections. So you see here they order it by first letter of the name and the name, so I'll just copy and paste that. But I can also put like, another name, Joseph, and then I can also put another title or section here. So title will become M. I can put data as Michael, now, and marks, but it doesn't really matter what you put there. So the data's that. So now I can say in this section list, I can go ahead and say sections is equal to a dictionary item with just data inside it. I guess these brackets don't mean dictionary. They just mean to insert the value. but yeah. So the data is a list, and then the function render item is going to be called, and it's just going to be so that I can actually just get rid of the spaces here. And I'm going to go ahead and pass in an item to the function lambda expression, and then all I want it to do is just text style is equal to styles.item. We'll be creating that, and then all I want it to print is just item, like that. And then yeah, that's all I want to do for render item. And then the last thing we'll need, or actually we'll need a render section header as well. So render section header. We'll make it, we'll pass in a section. Wait, is this how it works? No. So you need a curly brace of parentheses and then a curly brace, and then you go section. So each section in the list, and we want to pass that in through a lambda expression, and then we'll just go text style is equal to styles, not in quotes, styles dot what? Oh, I know why. I didn't put it in curly braces. So styles dot section header. We'll be creating that as well, and then we just want to go section dot title, and yeah. So what this is going to do is in the section header, it's going to pass in a section, and then it'll render it as text, and then it'll call section.title, and that'll just retrieve this value right here. So this is one section, this is another section, etc. All right, now we're gonna do something called a key extractor. I'm not really sure what it means, but I guess it just has something to do with the ID of the item, so key extractor. And that's just going to be, you pass in an item and an index, and I guess the ID of the item will just be index. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Alright, like so, and now we just have to create the styles. So what they do is I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this. It doesn't really matter what you do. Like that. Make sure you keep your commas in between each subsequent classes, like that, and then let that finish building. That's a lot of elons there. Oh, you know what? Silly, once again, silly Michael, forgetting to freaking put the item in the god. Alright. And you see, I did something wrong. I never actually put this section.title in brackets, so it just printed out section.title. But now, nice. Look at that. So this kind of looks like the iOS stuff, I guess. But you see how this could be useful, because once we start getting into navigating between pages, we could put a button in here. We could render each component as a button. Like if we had a navigation bar, we could just make each button correspond to a certain page, and we could do all that good stuff right there. All right. So I need to learn more about networking. Or should we do networking? I guess we could do that. Yeah, that's that is do we want to do this? Let me just make sure this file exists. Oh. Alright, it exists. Alright, nice. Alright, so I guess we can just create another thing here. So export class fetch example extends component. In the constructor, we'll need props and a state. So constructor Now it's going to be props. And it's going to do the superclass with props passed in. And then this dot state is equal to is loading. And that is set to true. So I assume that once it fetches it, yeah, it's going to set is loading is set to false. Okay. I don't. Ooh. Oh my Jesus Christ. Holy crap. That's not. Oh my. I mean, that's a pretty cool car, I guess. Should I follow Hillary Clinton? No, maybe I'll send her an email, see if she wants to come on the stream once. Yeah. Oh, I'm exhausted though. This is, I said this before. This is like grind time. But, yeah, this is, I don't fucking know. I mean, at least we have a 4-day weekend next weekend because we got Thanksgiving. That'll be nice. And then it's Christmas time. So, yeah, we'll probably be building this application throughout, like through Christmas, or not through Christmas, but around then. So we'll be hyping it up with some Christmas tunes in the background. Speaking of, I actually kind of want to, I'm getting kind of bored. I want to put some tunes on. Oh yeah, I want to put on the Hyperlight Drifter OST. This is a great one. Oh, commercial, nice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Liberty, 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 liberty.
I hate Liberty commercials so much. It sucks. Oh my god, that is the worst. I hate them. Their jingle is just, oh my goodness. The jingle is so bad. It's so bad. Oh. That goes with a lot of shit. Like I've honestly stayed away from my from late night show hosts, but my parents watch them, and every time they do, every time their jingle plays, like the freaking Stephen Colbert jingle, I just like get PTSD. Just oh. All right, let's play this song or OST. It's a great OST. Oh, this slaps. It's so peaceful. This is usually what I usually do. Listen to stuff like this when I'm programming or playing out. But yeah, in case you don't like it. It's so good. All right. Now we'll be doing the component to noun. So mount, and we're not going to pass in anything. All right. So this is going to be a JavaScript function. Fetch, so return, fetch, and it's going to be https facebook.github.io/react-native.json. You know what they did? Facebook is definitely not behind this. Fuck. So then have some response and then you get JSON. Pass an error in as a lambda expression. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so just like, it keeps your mind like enthralled, or not enthralled, but like, I don't know. it's so peaceful, but like there's just something about it that's just I don't know how to explain it, but it's just so great. This LST. Alright, so once we fetch the stuff from that link. No, not that not that link. We're gonna set the state, so this dot set state. And once we actually, this will call the render function again. So is loading set to false. Data source is response JSON dot load. And yeah, I think that's what I want to do for now. But if you see, if you want to, there's a bunch of JSON tutorials, especially for JavaScript. So all we're doing is we're parsing this into a dictionary. So this becomes, so this would be equivalent to let data title becomes basic. So if, oh, okay, so I see what they're doing. They're gonna just put a loading bar there if it's loading. If this dot state dot is loading, we're just gonna return a view styles equal to flex 1 padding 20, and then we want to import activity indicator. Once we actually start to build an app, we'll be separating it into different files and folders, and we'll make it super organized. But yeah. And then we also want to import flat list, because we will be needing that. So, flat list, like so. All right. And data will be this dot state dot data source. So once it loads, wait a minute. No, I'm getting it myself. We need to put the activity indicator first. Alright. So if it's loading, we'll return the activity indicator. So I believe that's just a loading bar. So and then otherwise we just want to styles to flex this had to go first, if you remember. So render items to curly brace, open parentheses, item, close parentheses. Wait, no. Delete item. Open curly brace, open parentheses, open another curly brace, item, close curly brace, close parentheses, close. Don't close the last curly brace. It's so difficult to. I don't. Fuck. And then text, and we'll just do item dot title. Those are some nice movies. All right, item dot title. That's it for now. And then close curly brace. And then key extractor. This is the thing that I wasn't too sure how it worked. But the key extractor just gets the ID. So we'll pass in the ID and the index. And we'll just output the ID, I guess. I'm not really sure how that works, but I'll probably have some stuff at some point. Oh, this is cool. So we can open up a WebSocket on an application. That is actually okay. Oh yeah, because we're using Node.js. That's actually really cool because I have an idea for an application, and it requires that a phone communicates with the website. So this would be useful. But yeah, so this is, I guess, a different. This is an HTTP web. I'm done talking today. My mouth is just alright. Okay. Alright, so this is just an HTTP request. We won't be going through that today, but I don't really want to. But yeah, so let me go ahead and save this. So what I'll actually do is I'm just gonna go ahead and comment. Should I? No. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the header that under our section list basics. So what we call this fetch example. So fetch like so. And hopefully it loads. And nice, perfect. So I'm sure that when it wasn't there, like if I reload how do I reload it? Android, tap to play. So yeah, it showed a little loading icon up there. Okay. So that's networking. There was just one last thing that I wanted to look at, and that was navigating between screens, because that's. Should I do that now? That'll have to wait. Alright, next Friday I will be. That's a definite that I will be streaming next Friday. I'll be going through. We'll start creating an actual application. We will. Don't worry. Yeah, this was pretty sick. Let me know if you guys enjoy this sort of style where I'm learning on stream, and then we can do experimental later on. I don't know. Sometimes I like doing experimental better. Usually it's, I mean, at least that. I'll keep them in the middle, but. Yeah, experimental learning I think is one thing that I like to do, but this was I'm trying this out. My work might not work, but I think it's fine. So yeah, this was interesting, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.